Join us on Patreon to support our channel and the work we do to help people, animals, and the planet.
You'll get rewards like ebooks, one-on-one Skype calls, and online coaching discounts.
Jordan Younger, formerly the Blonde Vegan, now the Balanced Blonde, has just released a book called Breaking Vegan.
One woman's journey from veganism and extreme dieting to a more balanced life.
She claimed to have been vegan for 2 years, but she had an extreme eating disorder.
So in her pursuit of purity, she was into juice cleansing. She was only eating about 800 calories a day, so she was practically starving herself.
And as a result, she got really sick, of course. She had a heap of deficiencies. She also lost her period. She was feeling terrible. I think her hair was falling out.
As it does when you're not eating enough.
Exactly. Her skin was going all, bad, and she just had a host of problems. But this has nothing to do with being vegan.
So we have to clear up something from the onset. Veganism and orthorexia are not the same thing. Orthorexia is an eating disorder, whereas veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose.
And once you've made that ethical connection, once you understand what veganism is, you don't change your mind, you don't go back. It's simply a stance against violence. So that would be like saying, oh, well, one day I decided I didn't want to beat my wife up anymore, but then next week I just didn't feel right, and so I decided to start beating her up again. That doesn't make sense. You're either for violence or you're not. Jordan was never vegan. She never understood the full context of what being vegan was. She's taken it as a diet. So that's her number one, mistake. She'd never educated herself.
A typical day would be a green smoothie with vegetables and fruit only, and then lunch would be some kind of salad with vegetables and fruit only, and then dinner would be roasted vegetables, and that was about it. And that was a day where I was eating more than I normally would.
Fruits and vegetables are low in calories, so unless you eat a truckload of them, you are not going to get enough calories to meet your energy requirements and all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that your body needs.
Nobody said that she had to have only fruits and vegetables. A vegan diet is abundant. You can eat so many things. Everything that you eat as a meat, dairy, and egg eater, you can also eat as a vegan with substitutes.
Orthorexia is a serious disorder and indicates an unhealthy obsession with correct diet. The disorder is often brought on or triggered by restrictive dietary theories like veganism, paleo, and gluten-free.
Again, veganism is not a restrictive dietary theory. It is a philosophy and way of life.
It's a stance against violence.
A stance against violence, that's it.
She does not, this statement just completely proves that she has zero idea of what veganism is, and she doesn't know what she's talking about.
She's confused veganism with a plant-based diet, and the two are not the same.
And it's people like Jordan that confuse people thinking, oh, all I can eat is salad and fruit.
You're not restricting anything as a vegan. You're simply choosing not to support industries that are cruel towards animals.
4 things: meat, dairy, eggs, bee products. Wow. Eat food. Eat as much as you want. Stuff yourself of the right foods. Whole plant foods. High carbohydrate. Get the potatoes in, get the pasta in, get the rice in, the quinoa. As much fruit as you want. No one is ever saying to restrict.
There is no one diet that's healthiest under the sun, and don't let anyone's research trick you into thinking that. Everyone's different, and what works for one person may not work for someone else.
So basically, she's calling out Dr. Greger, Dr. Barnard, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Campbell, all of the great plant-based doctors. She's saying is bro science. Don't let them trick you. Come on, guys.
I mean, the China study was only the largest nutritional study ever undertaken in the history of mankind that showed that those parts of China that ate the most animal products had the highest rates of disease, and those that ate the least amount of animal products had the lowest rates of disease.
It's actually not rocket science, and it's certainly not bro science as she's making out. So if you want to take the opinion of a young blonde who has an eating disorder over plant-based doctors that are actually curing and reversing our leading causes of death, up to you guys. I think we know who we're going to be listening to. And yes, there is only one diet that we are designed to eat. A whole foods plant-based diet. High carbohydrate and low fat. Inside, Jordan, we are all made the same. Just like all horses eat the same thing. All lions eat the same thing. All rabbits eat the same thing. Human beings are just another animal, and we are all the same in terms of what we need to eat.
That's why 14 of the 15 leading causes of our death have been scientifically linked to eating animal foods, and why conversely, vegans have the lowest risk of developing all of those leading causes of our death. Beans, rice, potatoes, bananas don't cause those leading causes of our death.
Meat, dairy, and eggs do.
So the first changes that I started to make were I started to eat wild fish and free-range eggs.
So consuming the amount of cholesterol found in just a single egg a day appears to cut a woman's life short as much as smoking 5 cigarettes a day for 15 years.
And then I started to include free-range chicken into my diet as well.
The incidence of all cancers combined lower among vegetarians than meat eaters, especially some of the fastest growing tumors like lymphomas and leukemias. And for that, the worst meat was actually poultry, chicken. Up to triple the rates for every 50 grams of poultry consumption. A quarter of a chicken breast, triple your risk.
And then over the past couple of weeks, I've also started to include a little bit of dairy here and there. I've been having some Greek yogurt.
The other thing Jordan has done is equate veganism with extremism. I find that quite ironic, given that I can't imagine anything more extreme than eating cholesterol-laden animal foods, giving myself heart disease, and then needing bypass surgery where they're going to cut a vein out of my leg, crack open my ribs, and attach that vein to my heart. What's more extreme than that?
And we totally understand Jordan's orthorexic mindset. We were actually orthorexic once as well. We were obsessed with the idea of getting clean, of cleansing, of juicing, of fasting. We starved ourselves right down, and that was the only time that I craved animal foods because my brain wasn't working. I was malnourished. I was starving myself.
And when you're that hungry and you're that malnourished, you could eat horse shit and you'd feel better.
So Jordan's all about balance, no extremes, no labels, everything in moderation, all those buzzwords that we love on this channel. What she doesn't understand is everything is a label. Balanced blonde is a label. This whole no label thing is just ridiculous. And let's just get some perspective here. This is a young girl that still drinks alcohol. She advocates vodka. Taking health advice from someone who drinks vodka, I mean, like, this is just a joke, really, it's a joke. And she's still happy to use the word vegan to sell her tacky t-shirts for $32. So that's okay to put it on a t-shirt, but just don't take it to the extreme of actually living the principles behind that word. Non-violence. You can still eat things, but you can wear the vodka vegan t-shirt.
Apparently Jordan is a yoga teacher. Well, Jordan must have been napping during her yoga teacher training when the very first thing they talk about in yogic philosophy is ahimsa, Sanskrit word for non-violence or non-harming to all living beings.
Hence, vegan. And finally, this each to their own, everything in moderation mentality. You know what, Jordan, when we each live on our own separate planets, we can each think each to our own, but we don't. We share one planet with 7 billion people.
Because you know what, Jordan? When you support animal agriculture industry, which chops down rainforests and means that there's less oxygen for everyone else to breathe, that's not just your personal choice. Same as when you're depleting the oceans of fish and affecting the ecosystems there and the oxygen that we breathe as a result, it's not your personal choice. When our taxes are funding your disease care, that's not your personal choice.
And the animals would say, yes, please, each to their own. Go and eat something for yourself and leave us alone. So in summary, we would actually say this book is a bit of a fraud because she wasn't vegan to begin with. The equivalent would be like saying, driving a car almost killed me. But I've never driven a car, I've never been in a car, and I don't know what a car looks like, but it still almost killed me, so I'm going to write a book about it. Do you see where we're going with this? It didn't almost kill her because she wasn't vegan. She was starving herself. She has an eating disorder.
Okay guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye for now.
That's gonna become a full jumping jack. Pop it, pop it, pop it.
Okay Kiera, we might not be able to dance, but we can sure help you stay vegan.